this one's going to be relatively short and sharp. It's another flat one, isn't it? It's another game that we're right in there. Opportunity to win was, in our hands. We had multiple 20-point leads and looked convincing at certain stages. Looked like we got on top. And as sort of usual, just can't seem to get that roll on. Continue to pile goals on. And the amount of times we've been blowing leads this season and conceding large numbers of goals in a row, it's killing us. And it happened again. I think Hawthorn kicked 6 in a row against us last week. We're lucky to win that one. And then Melbourne, I think, had 2 lots of 5 or 6 goals that they kicked in a row against us. And it just hurts. It gives them all the momentum. It gives them all the power in the game. And it takes it all away from us. And it flattens the crowd. It flattens everybody involved. So that's disappointing. And look, I know a lot of people, and I've been getting a lot of messages about it, about the umpiring decisions and certain things that happened on the ground. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There were some stinkers. There were some ones that a lot of us didn't agree with and ones that were definitely very costly. The Cozzy Pickett one in that last quarter extends the margin to 18 points. And we never really looked like getting back on top after that. But I will say that, yes, whilst those are frustrating and it does makes it hard and makes it tough for us to sort of compete and make any kind of comeback at that point in the game. But I want to just run over some stats as well, that we were genuinely beaten around the ground as well. I think they won the inside 50s, 73-45. They were 10 plus in the hitouts, which, Max Gorn, that's fair enough. 9 plus in the clearances, 10 plus in marks inside 50. And like I said, we had leads and we blew them and we conceded multiple goals. So there was certain moments that, could have changed the way things went. Yes, definitely. But at the end of the day, we did genuinely just get beaten, I think, by a better team, which I hate saying because I think we can match it with anyone at our best, but it's just we don't do it consistently enough. And it showed again because we were playing good football up and about. Dustin Martin had the half of his life. I haven't seen him play that good in a while now. He's had a great year, but I think that was probably the best half of football I've seen him play in a few seasons. He was so exciting. Shea Bolton was all up and about. Jack Rell kicks a goal early. You think, maybe that's the confidence he needs. And there were certain things that were happening that were awesome. And then, the negatives. Harrison Petty, a defender, kicks 6 goals in a 6-goal straight. Van Ruin kicks his 4 or 5. Jake Melksham kicks 4 goals. For a backline and defence that's been so strong all season, that was a really disappointing outcome for us. Because I don't think we got, like I said, 9 plus in the clearances and up in the hit-outs, but they didn't, maybe I got to rewatch the game and I'll be mistaken, but I didn't feel like they were super damaging around the ground and in the midfield as much as they were in their forward line, and that's where they really beat us on the day, and it killed us. How do we let Petty kick 6? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Like I said, some goals might not necessarily have been there, but that's neither here or there. At the end of the day, that's the result's the result, and there's not much we can do about it now. So, look, disappointing. It already was sort of every game was an elimination final type thing, but now it's even more so. It was a big opportunity, but if you want to look at the positives, we took it right up to a top 4 team in Melbourne, who are one of the better teams in the competition. And really, the last 10 minutes, they blew us out of the water, beat us by 5 goals. It was not a 5-goal game. Unless you think differently, but I don't think that was a 5-goal game. I thought we were a lot better than that. And we just sort of dropped our heads in the last quarter and let ourselves down. But I'll talk about some of the things I did like. There was a few performances that I was really impressed with. A few standard ones. Shea Bolton, no surprise, 25 disposals, 1 goal, 2, kicks a little bit straighter. He probably completes his game a little bit more, but 1 goal, 2, 16 contested possessions, 11 inside 50s. I already mentioned him. Dustin Martin, 21 disposals, 3 goals, 9 contested possessions, 86% disposal efficiency, and 11 score involvements. Surprising one, maybe for some, but I thought Ivan Soldo, since he's come into the side, has really stepped up and played an absolute brilliant role. He had 10 disposals, a goal, 6 tackles, and 8 score involvements for a big man who was coming up against the best ruckman in the competition in Gorn, and I thought he really stood up strong, and it's going to be interesting. Nank's obviously due to come back, but I can't give us a reason to drop Soldo. He's been good. He's been playing his role. I don't know. I don't know how he fits into the team. It's going to be an interesting watch to see what happens in that space. But I thought Soldo's been really good for us in the last couple of weeks. And then the last one, which interesting considering our backline got decimated on the day. But I've given Tyler Young, well, not votes, but Tyler Young was someone I was impressed with. And on his 15th game of footy, he had a career-high 19 disposals, career-high 11 intercepts, and a career-high 407 metres gained. He had 8 contested possessions, 5 marks, 6 rebound 50s, and 8 1%ers. So for such a young guy, he's developing really well. He's going to have his days where he gets beaten, and it's always going to happen with key defenders, whether they're 15 games in or 115 games in. That's what's going to happen. But it's exciting to see where I still think these young players we've got are exciting, and we're going to see a lot out of them in the years to come. It's just not quite gelling 100% just yet. I mean, we've got a guy called Josh Gibcus that hasn't played a game this season, who looked so promising last year. Now, whether he comes in and plays as a forward, plays as a small forward or a back, I'm not sure. But there's room for him there. There's guys, Tyler Sonzi, Jody Clark, Hugo Ralph-Smith, who else? Noah Cumberland kicked 6 the week before. Jacob Bauer obviously came in on debut. His first 2 possessions were unreal. Injured himself. He's ready to go again. So we've got players coming through the ranks that I think are really going to make an impact in our team going forward. So if it's not this year that we make finals and crack the 8, then I can't see why not next year if we have a healthy Tom Lynch back. Our forward line is going to be an interesting setup with Jack's there. Who knows? But this is all stuff for a video at a later date. I don't need to get into the future and how that looks now, but I just wanted to point out, Tyler Young is progressing really well, and there's a few others around him that are doing the same. So, look, I'll wrap it up there. We have a massive, massive clash against the Doggies this Friday night. It's going to be huge because both teams are in a very similar spot. We win, we're in the 8, Dogs are out. I mean, and Dogs win, we probably don't make finals from here on out. So it's massive, massive. We don't win at Marvel very often. Let's turn up. If you can, get yourself a ticket. Let's turn up to the game. Get loud. It's a fantastic stadium in terms of getting loud in the atmosphere because the roof's closed. And when the crowd gets up and about, you really feel it in there. You do. You really do. So let's try and make it hard for the Dogs. Let's get a win. Let's get our season back on the right track. And look, with performances like we've had with some of our individuals, we're doing the right things. It's just polishing it off, and hopefully with Nank and Short back into the side this week, it makes a massive difference. So we'll have to wait and see. But until then, enjoy some of the highlights from the game. There was a few to look at. Dusty's performance was unreal. Watch his highlight package, whatever you're going to do to make yourself feel a bit better about the loss. But until the next video, go Tigers.